before the current People's Republic of China. Qing dynasty, the country that was originally G2, was made. The year was 1588 when Joseon was devastated by the Japanese invasions of Korea. In China, it is the last ununified dynasty in Chinese history. A conquering dynasty was being established. Narahachi began with the conquest of the Jianzhou Yejin in 1588. In 1616, the later Qing dynasty was founded, which later became the Qing dynasty. Today is not the G2 we know now. It was G2 400 years ago. Let's learn about China's Qing dynasty in the 1600s. We are reading social stories begins now. The Manchu people were originally called Yejin or Yeju. Some of them entered Hubei in 12th century. Although the Goryeo dynasty was established in the Goryeo dynasty, most of the people who remained in Manchuria gradually started settling farming, centered on the Manchu people, Mongolian, Han, Tibet, Uyghur, etc. It was multi-ethnic countries united by many people. For young Narahachi, Li Songyang of the Ming dynasty was a very difficult opponent. Li Songyang was like a god in the Yangdong. It was foolish to resist him. However, the older region is getting weaker and weaker. 1592 by Toyotomi Hideyoshi of Japan. By invading Joseon, the view of the Ming dynasty was completely fixed to the south. Thanks to Toyotomi Hideyoshi for Narahachi, he got a really decisive opportunity. 1593 during the Imjin War. 4 tribes include the type of people, etc. The 9th alliance force have been formed. The number reached 30,000. 1593 Narahachi defeated the 9th alliance. It was defeated in the Battle of Gulo Mountain. The Jushari of Mountain Baekdu who joined the allied forces. Expedition of Nambu. Even the area has been merged, it was golden opportunity to greatly expand its power. Narahachi took this opportunity to greatly increase his power. They continued to press on Hurun. Not only that, but why did Hideyoshi not give up his ambition? In 1597, when Joseon were Jeongyu Jeran, so powerful is to cry and it must start. They made power with the growing Narahachi. In 1599, and the war ended, Harabu surrendered to Manchuria. Ming, which was afraid Narahachi, took an economic blockade. Rather, it facilitated the expansion of the back payment. Hugum to overcome economic difficulties. It expanded more aggressively. Narahachi unified the various tribes of Yejin. In January 1616, Narahachi finally positioned to Khan. The national name was called Gum, and it was in Hungyang, 1619 in present-day Fushun, China. The Ming dynasty and the Joseon alliance win the battle of Saru. After unifying Manchuria, they tried to go to the mountain and sea hall, but when they got frustrated by targeting Inner Mongolia, subdued the Mongol tribes. Hugum army passed through Inner Mongolia, go through the Great Wall and pass through Shaanxi. Back to the east, Hebei province near the capital Beijing. Even go down to the southeast by targeting Shandong province, a coastal region. It could have devastated the northern Ming dynasty. At that time, Joseon was the era of Ganghaegun. It sustained with party conflict and reverse traitor, delinquent. It was the time of chaos, when the king was deposed due to rebellion. 1621 Yang capital relocation. 1625 Xinyang capital relocation. 1626 Battle of Yangwon defeat. 1629 Battle of Beijing Gangdaemun. 1636 Hong Taiji's national name, renamed Dakinguren. He has appeared as the main character in history in earnest. In 1637, he won a great victory in the Byungja-Horan with Joseon. After that, Injo had to go through Jeongmyo-Horan. After that, in the North China region of the Ming dynasty, even the famine caused by the small ice, there was even a large-scale peasant rebellion. One of these peasant insurrections in 1639, Li Jiasong and Jiang Honchun swing took place. Then, in 1644, he subdued Li Jiasong's rebellion and Nanmyeong entered Beijing, China. In 1644, the Myeong dynasty was destroyed. 1654, 1658, there was a first and second punishment. In 1683, the kingdom of Dongyang was destroyed on an expedition to Taiwan. The Qing dynasty until 1912, for a long period about 300 years. It is an empire that ruled mainland China without the interruption of the imperial religion among the past dynasty. It is the longest surviving dynasty, 10th generation from Cheonmyeongje to Dongchije. A rich man's direct line of life has been made. Gangije, Ongjeongje, and Gyeongyungje, as three monarchs appear one after another, each called Ganggeonsongse. It has enjoyed nearly 120 years of success, but in the 19th century, due to the loot, corruption, and conflict, Baeknyan's rebellion and various civil disturbances broke out. China is a blatant colonial power. It has become the prey of a great power. With the First Opium War, a Treaty of Nanjing, and the rebellion of the Yam Army, it was not enough to save the already ruined country. At the end of the 19th century, the rebellion of Taepyeong Heaven, the movement of Ihwadong, etc. After all kinds of trials, the era instant, the Second Opium War, Iron Treaty, Tianjin Treaty signed, British and French allied occupation of Beijing Treaty signed, 1863 establishment of a public family in Shanghai, 1864 Yakub Bank through the capture of Uyghur. In every way, the color of the ruined country becomes darker. 1884 to 1885 Qing French War, 1884 British invasion of Tibet, 1895 Qing Japanese War, 1897 German occupation of Qingdao, 1901 Boxer Protocol Treaty signed, new government. Its collapse due to the 1911 Xinhai Revolution. In 1912 Qing was destroyed and the Republic of China was established. In addition, after the Yuan dynasty among all-time Chinese dynasty, as the dynasty that occupied the widest territory, the north is the star of mountains. To the south is occupied the vast territory leading to the Nansa archipelago, the Ladakh region of Kashmir and the Georgic Baltic region, Jambali and Almaty, Kyrgyzstan, Tuba People Republic, Wakhan Corridor, part of Tajikistan, part of Nepal, part of Bhutan, Arunachal Pradesh, India, Kachin State, Myanmar, the northern end of Vietnam, and Banglongbi Island, part of Laos, Mongolia, Inner Mongolia, Xinjiang. It has been over a wide range of land over Tibet and Taiwan, but since the middle of the 19th century, national power has already been lost. Look at the graph comparing global GDP. The economic power of the Indian Empire. The economic power of the Qing dynasty was so great, but that it doubled. Until the world's strongest nation, the United States, catch up with the Qing dynasty, it took a very long time. Under the influence of the Qing government's large-scale agricultural promotion measures, the arable land has increased. The population is compared to the end of population. It has nearly doubled to 300 million people. Peanuts, sweet potato, etc. have been imported from the Americas. Compared to the Ming dynasty, which blocked trade through trade ban, overseas exchanges have also increased. Merchants around the world, especially in Europe, flocked to China while buying luxury goods such as silk, tea, and ceramics. Silver has poured into China, mined by the Spanish Empire in the mines of America. 2/3 of silver goes through the Philippines. There are statistics that have flowed into China. Since the middle of the Qing period, the early form of banking has developed in earnest. As long-distance trade develops, the number of merchants traveling long distance has increased. These merchants raised money and founded the top, delivered the silver in advance before departure. After receiving the IOU and arriving at the destination, go to the top point. The government has always suffered from financial difficulties. This is in accordance with the equality treaty with the Western powers. It was also because of the huge reparations. Fundamentally, it was caused by backward administration and corruption. After suppressing the Ming dynasty militarily, Qing's campuses and weapons have made little progress. With the Industrial Revolution in Europe in the 1700s, in opposition to the innovative development of guns, worship, cannons, etc. Chinese weapons remains are almost 17th century's level. Hundreds of thousands Qing soldiers because of this firepower. Not even 20,000 people. It was also collapsed by the Western-style army. Our country is the same. Eventually, the Xinhai Revolution occurred in 1911 as the pre-control dedication in February of the following year. But even though the empire collapses in 1912, the Qing imperial family stayed in the Forbidden City until 1924. It survived in the form of small adjustment. Also, the pre-control Huson Tongje in 1912, it was restored through Manchu restoration caused by Changshun in 1917. It was restored for a while, but it was suppressed after 10 days. It has been reattributed to the North Atlantic government. In the end, even the small court was in 1924. As the pre-control was kicked out of the Forbidden City, the Qing dynasty will completely disappear into history. But ironically, the pre-control became the emperor of Manchukuo country established by Japan. He will be in power until 1945. Today is the G2 with the US. It's not the People's Republic of China, but the word G2 hundreds of years ago. I have summarized the history of the Qing dynasty. If today's video was useful, please set up likes and subscription notification. Then I come to the next video.